Hi everybody, Sandi Clarkson here with you today, and I'm going to do a process video for my Creative Scrapbook with the July limited edition kit. And for today, I think I'm going to work with this beautiful floral paper from Memory Place that was in the kit. On the back side of that is a black and white polka dot, and this paper from the 49 in Market Glimmer and Glee collection that is these wood slats, and it's just a really pretty piece of paper. And you know, it kind of gives that stripes and floral effect, and you can never go wrong with stripes and florals, right? They always look well together. So I've gone ahead and used a frame from the kit, from the Ephemera pack, to frame this photo of my daughter and son-in-law at their beach wedding in Punta Cana a few years ago. And I've scrapped this photo before, but I already had it printed out, and I thought it would go really well to highlight this collection. So what I've tried to do is, you know, think of some things that would be more bridal or more wedding, or, you know, more, you know, love, that kind of celebration versus a birthday party or something. So I also I'm going to pull in some of these white florals, I think, to go, you know, beside my photo in particular. I might bring one of the roses from the other little pack, because my daughter's bouquet had coral in it, so that is an idea. And then I thought I would try this hot air balloon, and I may or may not use this little pink note card, but maybe the cake in the champagne glasses. But I brought this in from the, isn't it Echo Park, American Crafts title chipboard set that we have. And I was kind of dying to use this one, but it says, "Today I'm happy because." And so I think I'm going to use that. The coral, the turquoise kind of seems to work a little better with this than the last little layout that I was doing. But anyway, to build up my cluster behind my photo, I thought I would use this little note card with a bird on it. And then I wanted to use this green bingo card because there's some green in the background of the floral paper. And then I thought that I would bring in some navy blue, just because it's, you know, a dark color, and it would kind of go with the little bird. And then I chose a little pink admit one ticket. I don't know which way I'm going to turn it, but maybe this way, and stick it in right there. And then I was thinking about adding one more thing, and I tried a few different things, like some of the paper florals and such, but then I thought about this little cloud cluster that's got, it's from the laser cuts. It's got the pink and the yellow and the blue, and, you know, just a hint of a variety of colors. So if I can attach it behind the note card, then that would really round that out. And it might even be a little bit too much, you know, for behind my focal area, but I think I'm going to go with it. Originally, I was going to place this right about here. I think I was going to leave a few inches, like about 4 inches of floral, and the rest to be the stripe or the slat paper. I think the clouds are going to help it separate itself from the florals, but my other option is to bring it down here. And that would be fine. I just need to be sure I have room to use some of the white florals, because I already have decided I want them on the left for that right there. So I'm thinking about that aspect right there. And then also from one of the other papers, I had this branding strip that reads, "May the memories of today stay in your heart forever." And I thought about placing that right about there. And ordinarily, I wouldn't mind using a branding strip like that and then placing my elements on top of it. But since I'll probably give this to her, I thought that that needs to be where it can be read. Another thing I thought about was just slicing it up, you know, may the memories of today, you know, stay in your heart forever, and putting it down here somewhere. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do about that. And then I just thought I would have try the hot air balloon. I don't have to use it, but I was thinking I might. That would be something you might see, you know, out somebody like parasailing or whatever. If I would cover up that happy birthday with the hot air balloon and try that guy right there. And then originally I was thinking about putting the cake over here to kind of hide the balloons, but they're going to show, so I might as well just place them over here, put the cake right there, and then the little champagne glasses can go straight or they can go at a diagonal, just whatever, so we could have those in the arrangement. So, oh, I also had pulled this laser cut banner, and their faces are too close to the top for me to put it up there. I could put it down below, but I don't think it necessarily adds anything, or over here. So I might could do that. I don't know. I think my biggest concern on this layout is what I'm going to do about this right here. You know, because I don't have to use it. I just kind of want to use it. But if I do, then that is going to mean cutting it up, or, you know, because I really would like this to go a little higher, even if it went right there. And I thought about putting a doily or something, like I said, behind the clouds, but that's just going a little bit far, I think. Like I've got a pile of these, you know, die cut ones right here, but that would be another piece. And so you could do that if you're trying to get lots of layers there. But I don't know, it just seems like a little bit too much. So anyway, I'm going to go off camera and adhere these two pieces, or, you know, a few inches of this and some of this onto this piece of cheap white cardstock that is probably not exactly 12 by 12, but close. And then that way I can work on everything as a unit. So I will be right back. All right, I'm back, and I've got my recording set at 4 times speed, but you can see there that I am using some ink to kind of distress my elements, so they'll pop a little bit more on the page. I've got those two pieces of paper adhered to a piece of white cardstock, so now everything measures an accurate 12 by 12, and I love the way the florals and the stripes work together. And there you can see me just using a little piece of washi tape to kind of get the clouds at the top of that note card so it won't move around and fall backwards. And then I'm bringing in some of the other things that we've already looked at, like the bingo card and the tickets and so forth. And then I staple those, if I recall correctly. Maybe that's my next one. But that's what I typically do. But anyway, everything's ready there. It looks like I just glued this time around. And so I'm putting that against my framed photo, which is what I used as a mat. This time I just used the photo. I did put some corrugated cardboard on the back because I knew I'd be tucking in some elements, and I just wanted to provide some dimension. There you see me using my T-square just to make sure that I've got the photo in good alignment with the edges of the paper. And then I'm bringing over those white florals like I had mentioned earlier, and I'm just placing them in the corners, and I am adding some corrugated cardboard for that second flower on the lower left, just to get it up above the photo and above the other floral just a little bit, so one will kind of lay against the other one. And I do fuss and fiddle with it a bit. And then I also add that other one. I tuck it in underneath on the other corner. And there I'm bringing in that pink note card, and I've decided to kind of go ahead and use that as a base for my cluster. And I am inking my edges there just so they'll pop. And I am going to use that note card. I'm going to cover up the happy birthday part by placing the hot air balloon up above. And I'm going to use that least piece of corrugated cardboard there to get the balloon up and kind of above the area, so I have more room to place my other laser cuts. And I think that'll be really cute. You know, when you're at the beach, you do sometimes see people, doing parasailing and things like that. So I thought, well, it would kind of give the hint of that. I didn't want to cover up those balloons, and so I'm going to put the little wedding cake, we'll call it, over to the right-hand side of the hot air balloon and kind of below. And I'm using some foam tape to elevate that just a little bit. And then I'm going to bring in those champagne glasses and ink those, but I'm not going to use any foam squares or anything on that. I want to just adhere it directly kind of beside and underneath the cake. And then I want to use that title piece there. And I think it looks really good with this particular layout, but I'm trying to get it very even. And I can't exactly do the T-square there, but it gives me kind of a good idea. And then I'm going to use the white florals there. Not florals, but the butterfly. I'm going to put it right there just to bring in some more dimension. And I'm going to put that little chipboard love right there. I thought that would be really cute. And then I do fidget a little bit with how I'm going to adhere that little barcode bar strip that I wanted to add. So there you see me, thinking, and then I'm trying to figure out where I want to place that banner. And while I'm doing that, I just want to mention that below in the description box, there's details on how to order a kit and become a Kit Club subscriber. So I do thank you for taking a look at that and getting all the information you need. I want to use that little pink chipboard that's from the foam titles from American Crafts, and we're just going to put that to kind of be a base. And I'm fiddling with some other florals that I want to bring in to add to my cluster. I've already stuck a little bird there on one of the white flowers, but I want to use up some of those laser cuts, and there's some really great singles that would be perfect for this area. So I fiddle with those a little bit, but I end up using some of the darker purplish ones. They just seem to go really nicely, and so I actually put those up around by my photo, although they would look good over there with that embellishment cluster as well. I am just tearing off some of my foam tape because I'm out of squares and they're on order. So for now, I'm just not even using my scissors. I just tear my tape and go for it. So I try to get that one ready, but then I switch it out for a yellow one, and I fiddle with that one a little bit too as to where exactly it's going to sit. So toward the end, you'll see me adjusting that. One thing that I do off camera is that I splatter with white paint, and then it seems like I add something else that doesn't come to mind right now, but you'll see it in the close-ups here in a moment. I do want to thank you for coming by and watching my process video today. Please like and subscribe to get more of my content in your feed, and also to help it push out to other people interested in paper crafting. This is a great kit. I hope that you've gotten one. There we go with the finished product, and here are some close-ups for you to enjoy.